15, 20 years in aviation, flight attendant. Very intimidating.
You're very young, no, for an instructor.
Very intimidating, but you have to keep up. We have trainings a lot with Philippine Airlines that really molds your character, personalities, develops you, and then gives you the idea that there's like competency stages, like unconscious competence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence and unconscious competence, like whatever, like if ever like na may napanood ka, like there's somebody driving, you see your dad, then you would say like, oh, dali lang to, it's easy to drive. That's unconscious incompetence. You don't know that it's hard until you were on that seat. And you were able to be seated on that driver's seat. Conscious incompetence na. You're not trying to see that, oh, it's not that easy. I have to adjust my gears, my clutch, fix the equilibrium. And then there's this conscious competence, yung drive test. Like somebody from the LTO would check you out if you would pass. And the unconscious competence, that's what where the usual drivers do. You're already moving, then that's the time you're adjusting your seat belts. So that's taking up risk. Studying all the errors, risk, technicalities, you really have to be broad in the subject matter, be an expert on it. Because these guys are paying the cost, that's 3.5 M per head.
Oh my gosh.
That you should be able to deliver the quality training, standard training that they get.
Per month?
Per person, per head.
Oh.
3.5 to 4 M. So they are expecting you in that company to deliver the safety. Because our motto there is like, through these portals, past the best pilots of the Philippines. Really quality pilots.
How did you decided you want to be an instructor?
Pilot.
Pilot.
I want to be pilot.
I was in college and then...
It's him.
Yeah.
Pilot. Great.
Yeah, I was in college and then I really wanted to take flying. I want to experience flight. But I'm not actually after the cost of living or how it would create you as a person. I really like the adrenaline of it, the joy. And I also want to teach. So I get the best of both worlds. If ever, I would be applying as a flight instructor and fly at the same time. During that time, the company opened like a requirement 500 hours. I was on 250.
Oh my God.
I'm very thankful for them. They gave me a chance, but they given me a lot of
How
tests.
old were you?
How will you know?
It was 2013.
You have cup.
So I was like,
Cup. Ito no.
kalong, 33, 25, 24 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, that. So I passed. They given me a lot of exams there. Simulator exam and actual flight training with the chief pilot of the flight. And I also talked to the chief pilot. Yeah, there's
A chief.
chief pilot.
He's a chief pilot.
So he flew with me. Check my standards. Of course, it doesn't really met the standards that they're doing. So but I passed. So after I came in, there's a rigorous training. Very rigorous, bro. Literally, it's more than like, it's semi-military. It's very rigorous. It would take the best out of you. In that training, a lot of people has not just failed, but quit. But if you quit, you have to pay. If not, you failed, you don't have to pay. If you passed, good for you. But if you quit, a lot, bro. Not just because their skill is not on the benchmark, but because their psychological, emotional cannot take it anymore. They can take it. Because the training in flying is not as if you were in butterflies and flowers, like, this is how you fly. It's military.
Bro, of course.
It's relying
Bro,
on
being air is...
life and death situation. So, and you would hear such, it's like, think like, it's like on the commercial, like pilots are walking like that. In training, it's very different.
Is it true that some instructors, they rude? What you doing?
Yeah.
Land. What? No. They like very
Yeah.
kind of...
Because they
can be rude.
Yeah, because they also want to bring out what is inside you. What if the scenario would not? What if an instructor approaches you in a very calm way and then the nature doesn't give you the same response? So they sometimes give you like
Stress
these
you out.
pressures, but there are some instructors, of course, not everyone is the same. That doesn't change their own strategy. And what I could be as a good instructor is that different persons need different strategies. If Michael Burr, I'll be able to teach him, I'll be like more strict on him. I'll be able to teach Seham probably in a way that is more, that could approach in the same way that he would understand. So different folks, different strokes. It is always being taught by the principles of teaching. There's a lot that the company developed me. For 8 years with them, they have given me 23 trainings yata in seminars.
Become Zoom again?
Huh?
You become Zoom to him. Yeah, because he did that.
Yeah.
And I realized maybe you was
No.
too near.
And what's good is every time we have graduation or the pilot trainings, ab initios, the COO is there. The vice president of operations there. The vice president of training department is there. They really support this flying school. And it's a big company. We have like anniversaries and you could see Lucio Tan there attending. The owner of Philippine Airlines.
Oh.
And his family is there, very supportive. His daughter was really good. He wanted to change the tradition of our training school because it has become semi like with seniority. She wanted like it would be like something that would be more harmonious rather than the seniority like training. It was kind of effective too. But as you can see also training approach, it's also effective as well to other people. There's really a big difference between like going into a college that's military school, and I've seen it both. There's a lot of people who excel in like being strict. If you became strict with them, but it was not even us. It was their upper batches. So it just imagine these pilot trainees, even before you were able to teach them, they already know what they should study because their upper batch is really strict on them. So these pilot trainees are really responsible. Before they were just like that, and all bald, and everything that moves they should greet. Plants, morning, morning ma'am, morning sir,
Oh my
morning ma'am,
gosh.
morning sir. For the whole the duration of training, and it molded their character as well. They became better. And some naman, when they adjusted it into a much more approachable side, it was also effective because the respect is still there. They were able to move more, be more confident. Stuff like that. Ano yung tatanungin mo, Michael?
Ay,
Yeah.
I forgot.
And we have this simulator, like, gives us a scenario.
oh, similar. Similar.
Gives you the scenario of the
Turbulence.
things that could happen in an actual
Bird?
flight. A lot that the engine failure, all of those things.
Oh my
and you
gosh.
should be able to accomplish and complete it.
Ayun, question ko pala. I have this friend na... I don't know if I've told you this, no? I have a friend na also in flying school. And I think almost graduate na siya. Piloto na siya. I think graduate na nga siya. Then sabi niya, bakit daw like let's say there's a
Laziz, did you hear something?
Yeah.
same. When a plane like say crashes, the
Sabel.
pilot doesn't have like kasi sabi daw niya na we die with the plane.